Yeah. Okay. So we're supposed to start with, usually we're supposed to take in some tags, some terms actually. So I think I have one or two for us today. So okay, like in last week we talked last class we talked about I think descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. So we'll be talking there's something called data warehouse actually. So a data warehouse is sorry, a data warehouse is actually a a um, a repository where we store large amount of structured data actually. Yes, where we store a large amount of structured data from different sources, and it's used for analysis and reporting purposes. So it's more of like your physical warehouse um, where you have things stores like in markets where they have warehouse. So in that kind of place, so they have different things, they store different kind of things. But for us, when we refer to something as a data warehouse, the what we have there are data actually, and they're in large volumes. And one important thing is that data, they are actually structured. So which sheet am I sharing? Oh, I'm sharing this. I'm supposed to be sharing something else. So let me share this tab instead. So data warehouse, let me just put that down so that we can see it. So it's data warehouse. Yeah, so you have structured data inside, and I think I've mentioned what structured data is. Structured data is something that basically has structure. For instance, a tabular data is a structured data. A text data is not a structured data, it's unstructured. When you have videos or you have audios, those are actually unstructured data. So more of like you have text data, sorry, you have tabular data in it actually. So these are referred to as, so when you have them in large volumes and you put them in a particular place, so it's actually a warehouse. And we have platforms, so that's, I think there are cloud platform for it. Some of us know Google, so Google has a cloud platform that we actually can use for data related work. And what they use, the name of their own data warehouse is BigQuery. Let me put it here. So BigQuery, yeah. So, and all Google is not the only one. There's AWS, that's Amazon. There's Azure, that's Microsoft, and there are other open source, because these three that I just mentioned are not free, they're actually paid. So there are other ones that are actually free. Then another term is data lake. Data lake. So a data lake is more of like a warehouse, right? But in a data lake you can store different kind of things. What you have there is not structured. You can have structured and you can have unstructured. You can have a lot of things in it. But one thing that is similar to data warehouse is that it's also being stored in large volume. So you have a large chunk of it, a large chunk of data in it. And the format is, like I said, is not, it can be unstructured. It can be in different format actually. So in when you are dealing with data warehouse, this actually structured, it's in a particular format. But when you are dealing with data lake, it can be in different formats. So I can have a a Excel file. So I can have multiple data sets in Excel, and I can also have multiple data sets in maybe CSV, that's comma delimited separated files. So I can have it in different format actually. So it really doesn't matter, but that's what actually a data lake is. So it's used for storing multiple things. You can store different formats. Of course, we had data lake first actually before we had data warehouse. At least I think from my own background, from my own understanding. So it was when the need for structured formats to have structured to have a platform where we can have structured data. That's what brought about data warehouse. So from there, you can go there and connect it to your reporting tool and do your analysis on it, do your visualization on it, do your reporting on it, basically. So basically, that's the two difference between. So they are similar and they are also different. Actually, you have little similarities and they are different. And I think that'll just be the two just for today. So that we'll just go straight into.
Sorry, please.
Okay, I can hear you. By me.
Sorry. Yeah, I asked if there was a difference between data warehouse, data lake, and database.
Okay, data lake, a data warehouse, and the database. Yes, of course, there are all three. I just explained the difference between the data warehouse and a data lake. Now it's also completely different from the database. In a database is more of like you have related uh, related data inside the database. So I think most of the time the ones I've worked with are in SQL. So in an SQL you can have different tables. So inside those different tables they are contained similar related information actually. For instance, let's take what company can I use? Okay, let's take Jumia for instance now. So Jumia has a database, right? And in that database, they are going to have data set inside. So it's not just one data they have inside. So inside, of course, in the database, you call them tables actually. So you have an employee data, you have customers data, you have products data. Now those are just three data, right? But those three data are related. First of all, they all belong to Jumia, right? And the employee data can somehow there's going to be a unique ID that is being assigned to every employee, and also a unique ID that is also assigned to every customer, right? um let's say um the customer data, there's going to be sales, they are going to have make sales, they are going to have actually made purchases, and those purchases are going to be related to the the product table that they have, the product data sets, right? So those product data sets are also going to have unique tables. So imagine that a customer bought this, so it's a record, it's in the record that, so it's going to be inside that the customer database that this customer bought this and this product. So that product is linked to the product table, to the product data sets, right? So and also employee, there will probably be some other links that also links them together. I don't know if that's, I can give you a more comprehensive answer later, but at least for now, from my own
Yeah,
understanding.
yes, I think I get the idea. I get the
Okay,
idea.
all right, cool, nice.
So it's more like a database is just situated to it for a certain purpose. For the warehouse consists of different kind of data.
Yeah, but in a warehouse, you could also have collections. You could also have those data together, right? But a data warehouse and a data lake is more convenient for storing large, like I said, large volume of data. So you could actually have a database inside the warehouse. Do you understand? Like, I don't know if you get that. You could actually have a database inside a data warehouse because you can have multiple database. For instance, now let's say Jumia decides to store their database yearly, right? So they decide to do, okay, there's a year database, decide to separate each year, give a year a database. So in that situation, right, I can have multiple years inside a particular warehouse. Do you get? So I don't know if that's enough clarification, or I'll check something. I'll try to get more information. Right? Maybe if it's not sufficient, and I'll send it to the group so that everyone can all benefit from it.
All right, that would do. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Okay. So I think for the last class we actually did text data. We talked about sorts and filter. We we worked on date time actually. So some of the things we did with date time with date time was today function. I think today now, um today, now, what other ones, year, month, how to format your data, right? So in just a bit, so those formats, right, when you use them to put your data in a particular format. So you use them to place your data in a way that you can easily use them for your analysis. Actually, when we get to that part, you see the importance of actually formatting your data. In fact, one of the topics we are going to be treating today is formatting, actually. So we are going to be formatting, you are going to be validating your data in just to make sure that the importance of so we have started today's class already. So the importance of formatting, right, is to make sure that your tax is actually aligned, your whatever you have in your data is actually aligned, right? You are in control of your data. That's the whole essence of all the tools that we are learning. The essence is to have full control over your data, that you are able to do whatever you want to do. You are able to do whatever it is. Have full control over your data. That's the whole essence of actually formatting your data, right? So you are going to be checking conditional formatting, and we are also going to be checking validation. So you want to validate your data. You want to make sure that, okay, my users or my people that will be entering data for me into the data, wherever I'm going to be using to collect my data, um, are inputting the right thing, right? You don't want, for instance, I think the last example that I used was age. So I'm correcting the corresponding age for people that are filling my data, and I'm seeing age of 2000 years. I'm seeing age of 1000 years. I'm seeing age of 50,000 years. Like that's basically error. That should not be, actually. So we are going to be looking at ways you can use to control your data, right? So that was a snippet of what we did last week. That's the actually essence of actually knowing those functions, right? And putting it in. That's why I had to do with text, removing your spaces, removing trail spaces with trim function, concatenating your function, using splitting your data in any way you want to split it, whatever way you want. It's all dependent on you, actually. So for today's class, right, we are going to be doing a bit of formatting, right, and we're also going to be doing a bit of validating. So I think our data sets is okay. I think I locked the sheet we used last week so that we couldn't edit it. I think some people reached out to me that they couldn't work on it, so I had to tell them to copy and just paste somewhere else. So today's class, I think we can use these sheets. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let's use this sheet 2. Let me rename it. So class July 7. July 7. Okay, so I think I've explained the reasons why we actually want to format our data, to have full control, to have, and also to be able to visualize easily, actually. So let's look at this data. Let's just go straight into it. Let me zoom this so I can see my screen. Yeah, so you should be able to see my screen like this. All right, so this is a data set, right, that contains a list of salesperson and the the amount that was actually generated for each person from January to June. Yes, and we have 19 salesperson here. So we want to, so for instance, let's say we want to format our data. So we want to find the salesperson who generated, let's say, wants to generate, okay, let's say customers or salesperson that generated had revenue of over 5,000, let's say. So to do that, we come to data, right? data conditional formatting. I think it's formatting, yeah. Conditional formatting. So here is it. Here's it on Google Sheet. So you click on conditional formatting and it opens up a little box on your right. So here you can choose whichever format you want to do. Right, I just gave an example. So let's first go through the list of things that we can actually do. So here you can format your data. So here this is the range, so let's just forget about this for now. So let's look at the rules. So the rules are numerous actually. So
Sorry, can we do we have access to this sheet you're using?
oh okay, yeah, this was a sheet we used last time, but I'm going to drop it on the group so that everybody
All
can
right, thank you.
open it now. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, Justice is still unable to connect. What's going on? Okay, I've dropped the sheets. Let me attend to Justice. Please try using another Gmail. Sorry, email. If you have. Okay, so I've dropped the sheet on the group, so you can pick it up from there, and you can work on it together. Actually, in fact, we are going to be working. Oh, I can see two people already joined. So yeah, so here's the rules. So we have rules. We are going to be setting rules basically. Like I said, it's a condition. So like a conditional formatting. If you remember from the class where we did conditional functions, so where we have to attach conditions. So here we are also going to be doing something similar. Now here we have numerous, so you could just actually check is empty, we have is not empty. You can actually check for text depending on what we are checking for. Then you could also check for dates, and you could check for numbers, and you could also do a custom formula depending if what you are looking for it's not in the scope, right, of what is here. So so that's that. So let's just do something. So I said we want to check for sales, um whatever, which revenue, which person had sales greater than, I think I said 5,000. So here's it, 5,000. So are we going to be using greater than or equal to? Which one is it? I think we have done something like this before. Does anybody want to respond? Yes. Who is responding? Aliu. Um, Tito. Temidayo. Which are we supposed to use? I'm trying to check for uh salesperson revenue that's greater than 5,000. So am I supposed to use greater than or greater than or equal to? Am I supposed to use this first option or the second option? We're waiting for you. I if someone else has the answer, can respond. Kingsley.
But
Sorry?
other than or equal.
Oh, greater than or equal to. Thanks, Sito. So we can use greater than or equal to. So the implication of using greater than or equal to means that the number we are using is inclusive. So let's use greater than or equals to and put the value here. So the value is 5,000. Yes, then the range. I didn't pick my range actually. So this is my range. I don't know the range actually, so I'll just use this. So I've picked my range, right? And of course, you're already seeing some things on the Excel sheet. So let me just click done. I can close this. Okay, let me just close this for now temporarily. So now, can you see the sheet? So you can anybody see the difference? Anybody?
Yes, yes, it highlighted the values that are greater
Exactly.
than.
Exactly. So you're going to see the values highlighted. It's going to actually show you. So with this now, I can easily visualize, right? And oh, okay. Albert Saint Curtsy had greater than 5,000 in May, June, she actually had lower values for January, February, March, and April. This way you can easily evaluate, you can easily look around your data. So we are actually formatting it in a way that is actually visible, like you can easily, without much stress, without having to do much, you can actually see what you are, whatever you want to do. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to take this off, so I'm going to be doing multiple examples. So I'm going to be duplicating the sheets. So let me just duplicate this, and then I'll lock it immediately so that nobody will be able to change it. And I'll rename this. Okay, let me just leave it as copy. I'll change it back. Wow. Okay, so now let's go to this. So I'm now here, so I'm going to remove this format. So formats, conditional formatting. So I'm going to remove this rule. Now on top of this rule I can actually add another rule, but let's do that yet, right? Let's do something else. So I've just generated the salesperson that are greater than 5,000, right? So let's do another example. Let's say we want to generate, okay, so we want to assign a value, right? So we are going to have high, we are going to have medium, and we're going to have low. So I don't know, what value should I use? So let's say 5,000 is, do we have 10,000 here? We have 10,000 here. So let's say 10,000 is a medium, 5,000 is a low. So we want to add a format, right? Now to do that, we are going to use something else. We are going to use color scale. So with color scale, your color can have different intensities. So different intensities will mean different things, right? So okay, before that, let me just show something because I want to be able to use that here. So there's something called named range, right? We can actually name our range. So whatever range we are working with, we can name it. So for instance, now I'm going to be working with from this cell from A1 to G19. That's it. I'm going to be working with that a lot. So I can actually save it, right? And I think to save it here, yeah, named range. So I could save it here and I'll give it a name. So let's say sales, and done. So you're going to see the advantage of that. So now, so it means that I've actually named my range. I think I should be able to check it here. Yeah, sales. Look at it here. So now let's go back to our formats. We want to continue our formatting. So conditional formatting, color scale, right? And if I click here, sorry, if I come here, I should be able to put sales as my range. So choosing this, we highlight everything, and let's just go on. We are going to see how that will work out. So I said our minimum value, we want to assign 5,000 as our minimum value, right? Okay, wait, this should be able to, it's going to do it automatically for me. Okay, midpoint. Sorry. Sorry, hold on. Okay, please, can you speak this call? Silence. All right, so midpoint, let me say percent 50. Yeah, okay. I don't think, okay, I think what it's doing is going to it's going to help me to pick out the minimum value straight up from the old data. So then I press, I might choose my, okay, let me press done. So what's going on? Hold on. Okay, I can't see any change. What's going on? Because of the sales. Okay, let me move the range. Let me just pick my, it's supposed to work. Oh, okay. I guess the range was actually, it probably should have seen it, but it didn't see it actually, and it's seen it here, sales. Don't know. But if you look at the sheet now, can you see a difference? Like, is it better now? I'm sure, although my system is a bit colorblind, but I'm assuming that you can see the shades of color, right, from the highest to the medium to the lowest. So if you are saying, so let's change the colors here. Let's say we want to give our minimum value this color red, and we want to give maximum value. Can I change my maximum color? Let me see if I can change it. Let me try. I'm actually bad with colors. Let me choose something different. Okay, let's just use this example. So can you see the difference, like the shades of color? You find out that the one with the lighter actually has the lighter colors are actually higher, right? You see that you have 13,000 here, you have 12,000 here, we have 9,000 here, and if you check, you see that this 500 and this is 557 is actually lower. I don't know if you can see that. So you can see that the format is actually changing. So in other words, okay, yeah, good. If you look at this part now, we have a lot of large values. This is even June. You have a lot of large values. You can see that it's so evident here. All right, the colors are actually different. Now I was trying to change the number, so let me assign the number here. So let me say 5,000. Right, I should be able to change this number to 5. Oh, sorry, I said 5,000. I put 500. Okay, let's leave it at 500. Let's put 5,000 here. Then let me change the max value. Let's set the max value to okay, I think the max is taking the max of everything, right? I think I should be able to change my color as I deem fit right now. So let's say if it's on minimum, let's put red, right? I think red signifies danger, red. Then let's say if it's on max point, it's going to be green, right? So green is like go. The midpoint, we say white, like you're somewhere in the middle, you're not red, okay, yellow, like go, ready to go. I don't know, I'm using traffic lights. Of course, this is bad use of colors, actually very bad, right? But just for emphasis sake, like we're emphasizing what we are doing. So you can see that the ones with red are actually bad, like, and the one with green, you can see that. I think if you check June, you should be able to see, yes, you find out that we have more green scale. So like, that's another way we can format the data. So now it depends on what you want to do, right? Like I said, depends on what you're trying to look out for, depends on what you're trying to do. So let's say now in this revenue we want to do let me create another sheet real quick. Rename, duplicate, then rename, sorry, protect, set permission, and me. Now of all the things that we are doing, right, they are like, you can add them on top of each other as layers. So if I come to, let me close this back. If I come to date format, sorry, conditional formatting, you find out that there's two rules here. So that's the first one I brought from the first sheet. Let me delete it. Let me delete this back. So now let's add something different. All right. Let's say, okay, if let's say our, do we have date here? No, we don't. Okay. Okay, let's just still do with this. So we want to do something like, let's say we are dealing with what should I use? Okay, I think I've used colors to detect the, okay, we should be able to do something like average, right? I think we should be able to do something like average. It's a mathematical. It's not here. Oops. Okay. Okay. Let me go to color scale and let's use this. Okay. Yeah, let's do percent. Percent looks good. So percent is like it's more of like the way we just did the last one we did. We did 500, we did 5,000, and we did the maximum value. But percent, you don't need to bother about knowing the minimum value. You don't need to bother about knowing the maximum value. What this will help you to do it will automatically scan through the sheets, right? Then look for the lowest and look for the maximum, and it will scale it from 0 to 100. Then it's now assign colors to them. So let's do that. So minimum, so I'm using percent, then percent. So of course automatically it's even giving me some colors. Is this reflecting? No, it's not reflecting. Oh, the range, sorry. I should be able to use the range I created actually. Sales, yes, yes, okay, exactly. So here it is. So more similar to the one, you can change the color, of course. This is the custom. This is the custom color that that's actually here. Someone talking. Okay. So this is the custom color. So you can actually change it to whatever, and you can adjust this. It is adjustable. You can try to set it to 20 as your midpoint. Maybe or you want to increase the barrier. Let's say you want to increase the threshold to like
Sorry
70
to cut you short. My screen is just changing. I'm not seeing the conditional format rule on my
on your screen.
um
Are you viewing your phone?
yes, it's just no, my laptop.
Because I would have said maybe you probably zoomed in, but the conditional formatting is actually on my right. Okay, please, can anybody confirm? Because I really can't
It's
tell.
just changing color. It's all right. Go ahead.
Are you seeing the numbers? But you're not seeing
I'm
where
seeing everything. I'm
but you're
seeing
not
everything, but when you change the colors, it just changes. Normally, I see all your workings. It appears on my screen, but I'm just seeing the color changing on its own.
wow,
I'm not
that's
seeing the
weird.
formal condition on my screen. It's all right. Go ahead. Let me approve.
Okay, I need to be sure. Is she the only one? Sorry, please, can you confirm if I'm sharing the right stuff,
Probably maybe
please?
because I'm not added to the viewers. I don't know.
No,
The viewers because I'm not seeing my name there.
no, there's no
Maybe that's why.
special. If you're on this call,
Okay.
it's visible. It's hot to be visible actually.
It's
Okay, but
okay.
are you seeing where I'm coming to? This, I'm actually doing something up here. Are you seeing
I'm
that?
seeing it on my phone, but it's not appearing on the my laptop, like on
Oh,
the Google Sheets where I'm.
oh, okay. No, 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 no. It's not going to show on your Google Sheet. You have to be the one to do it yourself. You're not going to see as I'm
Okay.
making the rule. Actually, you're not going to be able to see it. Oh, I get now. You're not going to be able to see as I'm making the rule. You're only
But
going to be
my
seeing the
format is not even
changes.
clicking. My format is not clicking at all.
And probably because I've locked this sheet, so you have to copy your own sheets, like copy it and so that you can work on it separately.
Okay. All right.
I locked it so
All
that
right.
you won't be able
Thank
to
you.
edit it. You're welcome.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so how was I? Okay, yeah, I think I was talking about percent using percentile to increase the threshold, and I think it's reflecting. Well, I do have one green, and that is strange. Why do I have a green? Oh, okay. I put the percentile to 100 to set to green actually. Okay, let me change it to what color can I use? Let me see. Okay, let me use a shade closer to. So basically, I'm like I said, I'm bad with colors. So, uh, you guys will forgive me for this atrocities I'm committing with colors. So, as you can see, the rule is there, and you can decide to add more, right? So let's do another color scale. I should be able to change this color scale. Let me see. It's not changing for me here. How to be able to change it actually. But anyways, I believe you are getting the point of having to do this conditional formatting and having to change, able to get whatever information you want to get easily and visibly. You don't have to do much stress to actually arrive at whatever you want to do. You can just easily go around, come to your formats and take your data and format it and put it into whatever. So I'm going to just delete this. So like I said, you can explore, right? We have text data here, but it's just one row. So let me see if I can bring in I think I have one sheet with dates. Yeah, this. So I think we are working with 20, about thereabouts. So let's bring it back to this. So I'm going to create a row here, call it dates, and paste this. Let me delete this last one. Okay, so we can work with date time right now. So let me delete this row and add another row. So we want this time around, we want something that will reflect on our dates, right? Oh, everything is all colored. I didn't even see that. Is it because okay, so I think to clear this off, right, I can just Control A actually instead of doing this, and I should be able to clear formats. Where is it? There's a part that I usually use to clear my formats. I'm not seeing it. Okay, I just want to actually start afresh and start my editing from beginning, but looks like I have no luck doing that. Usually is this fill color. Let me reset Control and set this. That's not there. Okay, let's just continue so I'll not waste our time. I wanted to start over. So for the date time, right, I can format my data and just come here. Sorry, no, I don't even have to come here actually. Just have to come to data. Everything has to do with just here. So from here you make the decision on what you want to do. So if I'm going to be applying it on everything actually, because if I just pick this, sorry, if I pick this, if I pick just the dates, right, and I decide to add my okay, let's say date is before I think we have all the months in 2007 here. So let's say the date is in before, pick an exact date. So the month first, I think, is it the month first here? Yes, the month first. So let's say we want half of the year, like 6/30 2007. Big color scale. Actually I'm supposed to have color ready. So let me say fill the color with, what color should I use? Let me use this. Let me just use this and done. And it's not picking 30. So I want to get the format for this. Is it 31st or 6? Okay, yeah. So can you see the dates now? It's just the date part that is formatted actually. So in this instance, I actually don't want just the data to be formatted because I want to be able to see across all the data, right? So I have to now change this from 8 through to E and done. So it's supposed to reflect on the rest of the data, right? Let's see. So let's put it here and okay and done. Oh, it's not. Oh, cell is not empty. I didn't do this. Okay, yeah. Everything has changed. Let me just want to Z. Oh, is someone able to edit this sheet? Okay, I guess not. So basically, just able to format this data, right, in any way we can. That's the concept I'm just trying to teach. Like in any way we can do it to get meaningful information easily. Like that's the whole concept behind formatting your data, to be able to view it easily. Because there are instances where you have a so large number of data sets and you just want to scan through, like skim through it. You don't want to have to look into every nitty-gritty of the data. Like for instance, now just got a data sets, right, and I need to go through it. So I can easily get some information easily, right, just by doing this and viewing the old data to see, okay, these are the informations I can get at least for now, before I now start trying to do some complex, data analysis, try to get some complex data out of it, right? So you can just decide to get just this, right, just by looking at it and formatting it in whichever way you want to do that. So that's the whole idea behind formatting. So I was going to do let me clean this. Okay, let me I promise I was not going to clean it. So this is actually duplicates and lock it. Lock protect. Is it okay? Yeah. So you can just do whatever you want to do on it, whatever formatting in whichever way you want to format your data, right? And to get meaningful information. That's the point. So you are not just formatting it in anyhow way. You are formatting it in a way that you want to get meaningful information from it. And usually, like I said, I just showed you the it's beyond just numbers. It goes beyond that. This is text. You can actually do for text. For instance, let's do something with text. Let's deal with the salespeople, right? So let me pick the range. Okay, I think I was able to select the range somehow. Yeah, yeah. So I picked the range. Now I want to choose text. Right, let's say text contains, okay, let's say all the text that starts with hey. Okay, let's do that. Start with hey. So in this situation now, let me see, are we filling it? Okay, let's fill it. Nice one picking. Okay, yeah. So in this situation, okay, now it's doing for everything actually. It even did to the header, right? And I don't want to do for the header. I just wanted to do for the salesperson. So I'll just change my range to just the salesperson range. So that would be this. Just pick A to A. Yeah, A to A. That's another way of actually selecting a full range. So A to A we only select for this range actually. Okay. Format text contains text starts with, right, and I'm using A, and I want to fill the color with, change my mind to this. So I've actually done this and I've added my formats to it already. But wait, why is my header running away? My header is actually running away. It should not. Sorry, let me undo. Why is all my header running away? A2 to, let me say, A19 formats. That's gone again. Okay, I probably didn't see that. So let me freeze it so that it's not disturb us. Where's my freeze? So I'll freeze it. So I'll come back here. This time around it must work. Text, that's gone again. Wow. Okay. Well, this is not supposed to be happening. Text contains A. Okay, it's removing some away, it's taking them away. Okay, let's just don't let that disturb us. So I'm sure with this you can all do one or two things with adding conditional formats to statement to our data. So you see that it's almost giving you something similar to what you have before with percent. It's almost changing of everything. Can change this to 70. Can change, I think, the blunder with color I made last time. Let's do that again. So red for this midpoints, let's say yellow, and say this is green. Is it green? Type it green. Actually don't know that I pick green. Maybe it should be green. No, this is green. Yeah, close to green. Yes. So done. So you're going to see that it's going to take effect basically. So it's pretty much easy. It's not so complex at all. You are just playing with, should I say you are playing with colors basically. More of like in a more coordinated way, in a way that makes that pass information, that communicates information to your whichever person you are communicating to. Basically, first has to communicate to you as data analyst, because I've begun to address us as data analysts on the page. So data analysts pay attention to all these details. So the second one that I was going to show us, right, is data validation. So you can validate your data as it comes into your sheets. And here is it, data. So you come to data, right, and we have somewhere here called data validation. So you just, from the word data validation, like want to make sure that our data as we're entering it is valid. So let's choose our range. Let's just choose somewhere simple. Okay, let me just create another sheet. I'm going to try to rename all this sheet that I'm creating. This copy of copy is not making any sense to me. So I'll duplicate this, or should I? Okay, let me check. I think I can use simple sheets. That's okay. Yeah, country. That's county. I like these sheets. That's area. So let's rename this. Let's copy it. Copy into. Let's do duplicates. Alright, so it has been duplicated, and I'll rename it to validation. So it's easier to do it, and let me lock it in case of those that are trying to work on it. Okay, yeah, so here it is. So now you could add a row. Now what he actually means is something like this. So let me have another, let's say city. Now let's check this. Let's add row. Now we are going to apply it to, let's say we want to apply it to this range. Okay, yeah, validation key 2. Now what we want to do is, let's say we want to do a drop down. So we want to make sure that the areas that you're entering into this particular data set now does not exceed Central, South County, and North County. Oops, oh sorry, please. Can you give me just 1 minute? I need to plug my laptop. I wasn't plugging the charger. All right, I'm back now. Okay, so picking this now, so we want to choose the options, right? The options that we want to put. So let's say South County. How's it spelled? S dot county, and Central, and had another item. Then I think it's got North County. Sorry. Yeah, so that's what I want to do. Then done. So now in this place, the only thing I can actually impute is just those 3. I can't do more than that. South County or Central County or North County. And I could even extend this, right? So okay, let me extend an empty one. Yeah, so I've been feeling, I'm sure I had to double click this and explain that. I think I showed us that in last class. You can double click to fill the same thing for the rest of the data. Alright, where is it? Yeah, so to the very end, that's here. So it's actually filled. So in this situation now, there's no way I have full control of what I'm collecting. So it's more of like the Google form that we fill, right? There's this drop down, there's this part where you could put text, and if you have several places where I could actually put text, uh if I have places where I could actually put text, you know, I could put in different things. I can put a rule like, oh, please don't do this, do this, do that, do this, do that, do that, do that. But we are humans. We can try to not feel it as we are all as we are supposed to feel it. We can try to feel it anyhow, right? So with this method, it makes sure that whatever they are putting there does not exceed what you're expecting. So you know that in this situation now, there's no way the person wants to do it. You can't put in more than what's here, right? So that's like this way you have full control over your data. So I'm going to just undo this, right? I'll fill in one for everything. Sorry, so I want to fill it first. Central and double click and infuse it for everything. Yeah, just did like a dummy response. So let's do another one. Let's say I want to do type 2. Alright, so let's add a validation. So let's add a rule. Now for here, this is what we are picking. Now you can see it can try to be, so let's use this. So what should we want to do? I've not even decided. Okay, I think we have something like this here. Let's say drop down from a range. I could actually pick a range of values. So let me say this 2. I think we have just 2, single family and condo. So can you see that you automatically pick those two? Then I pick done. If I want to put this into this place, can see that this is just the two option that is here, right? So I think it's something similar to this. So let's do another example. Let's do some other example. Let's say email. So this is email, right? So I can add row here, and inside that, what I want to put is I want to confirm that the text is a valid email. So I'm having a response where I'm supposed to be putting email and certain emails, but I need a way to verify. So I'm going to put this. So the criteria is the text is valid email. So it's going to handle it itself. Of course, I think if I check, okay, it will give me options. So if the data is invalid, I might to show a warning or reject it. So this depends on what you want. So and you could also show help depending on how nice you are. Let's say enter a valid email. That's where they put the response here. So I put done. Now if I try to put in, let's try to be, let me just put in what they mean. Okay, can you see? Input must be a valid email address. So let me say what they mean at gmail.com. See, I have no issues. Now let me change the rule. I could change the rule, yes. So come back here, choose advanced option. Let's say I want to reject the inputs. Alright, done. So I say go to me. Can you see? Now I can't even enter it. If I click OK, it takes me out, like it takes back. Let's clean it completely. So let's try to do this again. So now it says enter. There's no way it's going to slide. Uncool, what you're trying to do is not working. Can't see the instruction. Now I could come back here, change the rules. Okay, just show a warning, accept the input like that, right? And so that's like validating your email, and it's more than that. So let me leave this email valid. Let's say show a warning, then done, and do this. So this rule has been applied to everything. So if I come down here and put GB, just GB, I'll get a warning, right? For input must be a valid email address. So these are ways you can use to control inputs inside that you are putting into your data. So what do you want to check again? Let's say what do we do? Text is okay. URL, you could also confirm URL, you could confirm date, you could confirm if the date is before or after or between. You could confirm numbers. For instance, the example we're using with age. So let's do that here. So let's say age. Yeah, this is actually nice. So let's say age. Now let's say we want our age to be between two values. Right, so say it's between, in this case, is between, let's say 10 and 100. And should we reject? Yes, let's reject it. We don't want people putting age that not up to 100. So let's put in 2. Oh, what just happened? Oh, M5. I picked M5. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to apply it to this range. So let's say 2 and okay. I already have a value here. So let me pick this first. Let me erase this. Okay, now let's do it the way we are supposed to do it. So want to forbid from range M to, let's just put M2, done. We extend it. Okay, looks like this one is not extending. So like we have to extend it ourselves. That's weird actually, should actually extend. So if you try to put in any age now that is not according to what we have set here, it's going to, I think I said it to not accept, yes. Enter a number between 10 and 100. So this way, there's no way you can enter a number that is not within the range. So this is now giving us control over each cell, each input. So in a situation, this is more useful like in a case where you have a sheet, for instance, this kind of sheet now, I need to collect data, and or let's say you even have collected your data by maybe paper based questionnaires, then you're now sharing it. Oh, you need to enter into this place, but you give it to most people to do for you. So you can put these controls and validate it in a way that they would not be able to put in a wrong detail. Or you are filling a form in a company, or it's a sheet that everybody work with in a company, right? So everybody's just supposed to put their data in it. You're the data analyst. You're supposed to take that data and work with it. But then you need a way to collect your data, right? So that's a way of collecting your data. So you are collecting your data, you are giving it to each and everybody to fill. So everybody just go to the list and okay, fill in what they're supposed to fill in and they go. But then the headache is usually of going to belong to the data analyst if the data is not well prepared. So it's the data analyst that will now have to start, okay, I have to format this data like this, I have to do it like this, I have to, the stress is now with data analyst. So why not ease your stress and have things like this in place, like rules like this in place, that gives you control over how you collect your data, which makes your analysis make life easier for you. Actually, it is work for you. You're not stressed over analyzing your data. You have to clean it. So basically it just gives you an edge, it gives you a walkover, right? So you could check valid dates. I think another thing too is always valid dates. If there's no well formatted dates to use, you could do this. You could set dates, you could set for time. I think you could also do, okay, we didn't even do custom formulas. Let me see. I actually really don't really try this, but let's see. So let me see if I'm going to use this. Let me try some. Okay, enter a formula. I'm ready to explore this. Let's see. So let's say formula. What are we doing? What are we even doing? What did I want to do? Okay, let's say multiply the value. How do we do that? I want to multiply the inputs by 2. Okay, there are some just instance. Let's do this. So let's say I decide to put 2 here. In the mod, it's not working. Okay, I'll probably check this out. I don't really use it actually, so it's what I have here is usually enough to do whatever I want to do. Drop down text content, and if you are working with numbers, most of the times these are the most used. Like I said, you can have more complex one, right, to use, and you can also use tick box. So basically it's more of like you are working with Google Sheets, Google Form. I don't know if any of us have created Google Forms. Maybe one of the classes will do that. We'll just do a walkthrough on how to create a Google Form and collect the data and put it in whatever way you want to use. I think yeah, we use it for questionnaires. We are collecting questionnaires, you collect it in the Google Form, and when your response it comes into a Google Sheet. Google is actually very amazing. I think Excel 2 has, I think I've mentioned it, but it's not free. Of course, I think there was a time I was using for free, but it was limited actually. So let me just remove this, and yeah, so this is data validation, and validating your data, having full control over how you collect your data. Very, very, very important. If you don't have full control, of course you are still going to be able to work with that data, but you already know that your work over that data is going to be very, very enormous. You're going to do a lot of work, a lot of data cleaning, a lot of data transformation, a lot of data reduction, a lot of data removing strings. Yeah, sometimes you don't even know. You get to see that when we are working more, when we decide to now start doing analysis, you see how those values, those little things, will begin to affect how your data works. Actually, you'll begin to see that. So basically, sorry. So that's really how the data validation works. And like I said, your options are as much as possible. Whatever you want to do, can go ahead to do. You can, okay, I think this one is good. You can change your style from chip to arrow depending on your design, or you could just put a plain text. But this is not advisable. It's advisable to either use arrow or chip so that they can know that it's a drop down without not they get to the um they get into the cell before they know. And I think the arrow looks better for me. Yeah. So think that's pretty it. I think some people have tried and are trying currently. Though let me see, let me spy on their work. Okay, nobody's here. I think everything is just me. Who are now all these people that are my bubble sheets? Are you guys working? What have you guys done? So basically, that's data formatting. Data formatting, come to conditional formatting, format your data. Oh yeah, I found it. I've seen what I was looking for. Here it is. See here, formats and you clear formats. So to clear, I was trying to clear that format for all the data. Let me see. Okay, I can see it here. Just to clear this format, at least this top bar is colored. So if I select all, just want to use that. Okay, let me just use Control A, formats and clear formats. So everything goes off. All the formats goes off. So we want to clear format. Probably the data you're bringing in is in a particular format. So maybe the person has decided to do some adjustment on it, and you can just do that. And maybe you don't understand the format the person has applied. You have issues troubleshooting it, trying to figure out, oh, which format the person uses, which format the person uses, format the person uses. You can just go ahead and use your clear formats. Why this space is supposed to clear? Okay, so you clear all the formats on data, and you can start working on your data from scratch. Try to format your own data in the way you want to look like, whichever way, whatever things you want to check for, you can easily check for it with formatting, with colors and adjusting it. So I think basically that's pretty much it. So we're just supposed to talk about conditional formats, anything that has to do with formatting your data, before we move on to charts and pivot table. So our next class is going to actually be on pivot table. And is it pivot table? I think we're doing lookup first. So that's pretty much about the class. And so we are going to take, I think I have 20 minutes more. So those are practicing. So I'll just stop the recording so that we can talk. So I can just stop here for the whole. I mean, I'll upload this to the group, to the YouTube channel.